5, 4, 3. Tie in the Supreme Court. 2, 1. -1. That's the D group. What happens when there's a tie in the Supreme Court? From the video that you watched to prepare today.
They tie up. Doesn't the House represent? They got to vote.
-1.
Dang. It is something like that.
Go ahead. No, you've already missed. You can't have it again. Go ahead, click it. Tie in the Supreme Court. Highest lower court decision is the statement of law. Make sure that you watch those videos. Pick me a category. Who picked that one? Y'all did. Pick me another one. Executive for how much?
1.
Executive for 1. Big spender. Click it. Executive order, executive agreement, and executive privilege. I need definitions from the first hand that I see. Nancy's group, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 66, 22, 33. Who was the first hand, Jennifer? Go.
Executive order is the president can issue.
Okay, the president can issue an executive order. What does that mean?
It means
Get zoom in. Go get him.
I'm sorry.
5.
Allow that he's able to create.
All right. Here's what I got.
Executive.
Oh, you know what? You know what? No. -1. Go. Actually, who had it next? Go.
Executive order is the president makes a law based on his Article 2 power.
Yeah, it is. It is actually the Article 2 powers on this. The president can make law without Congress according to Article 2 powers. Can you give me an example of executive order?
An executive order.
Anybody in the group?
When executive order, I think it was like 8802, it integrated the military.
Wow, you're giving me numbers. I'm not sure if that's the right number, but what was the president that integrated the military? Anybody in the group? 5. We just did it yesterday. 4, 3, 2. I'll take it back. I'm not going to give you the point yet. Anybody give me an example of executive order?
Immigration
Go.
law by Obama.
What's that?
The
Yeah, there was a video about this. The immigration law, the immigration executive order from Barack. Anything else you can tell me? Examples? Or do you want to go on to the next one? 5. Zoom in. Go. Right. 4.
Well, the other thing is that he can make it and nobody can say no to the executive order.
Yeah, that's true. But tell me more. Give me examples or executive agreement or executive privilege. 4.
All right.
3.
Executive privilege. The idea of the president has the ability to maintain confidentiality.
That's executive.
Privilege.
Executive privilege is the ability of the president to maintain confidentiality with executive branch communications. Can you give me any examples of these communications?
Yeah, the election of 1960, American history with Nixon, they with the television they impacted the elections.
That has to do with executive privilege. Tapes.
The
tapes! Thank you. That's a nice save. Nixon actually claimed executive privilege for his tapes. Can you give me something about executive agreement? Executive privilege, while you look, can actually deal with letters, memoranda, email, snail mail, any of these things. Anybody in the group, anything about executive agreement? First hand I see, executive agreement. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's like a formal. It's like an agreement
Yeah.
for with an international group.
Yeah.
That's not what do you call it?
Low level treaty.
That what?
That's not it's by executive or by someone in the executive branch.
Yeah.
It's not by Senate.
Jennifer?
Right on.
Jennifer doesn't like it. -1. Anybody?
That's not even
Go ahead.
It's the wrong group.
Yeah, you better watch me. Understand, executive agreement is the president's ability to negotiate lower level treaties that do not require the consent of the Senate. And I mentioned to you the Migratory Bird Treaty with Canada. I mentioned to you the surveillance bill that George W. had, agreement with Mexico. Touch the House. I think, V, you gave me the last correct answer. You're far behind in last place. Here's your chance. Pick me a good one. Like a 5 or 4. That's a hint. Gotta go.
Judiciary.
4 or 5.
4.
From the Congress trip, list all you can. Click it. the whispering spot. Y'all have the whispering spot first. You'll have it second. Whispering spot.
Room where
Go ahead, y'all. Anybody can speak. Go ahead.
where you can hear the dead, the ghost of what's his name?
The whispering spot is the room where you can hear the ghost.
It was the office of a president.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he had a stroke, right?
Okay, he did have a stroke. Well, who was this president? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Mischief Group.
All right, so it was the whispering spot was in a lobby of the Capitol, and it was where there was a specific spot there where Washington.
Who was the president?
Washington.
-4.
Oh, it wasn't God.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't God. Yeah. Go ahead. John Quincy Adams. Yes, it was. And this is Nancy's group. 1, 2, 3, 4. John Quincy Adams was the president. And incidentally, John Quincy Adams is the president that actually stepped back after his presidency, was elected to the House of Representatives. That's why he was there. What is this spot? How does it work? 5.
He would just sit there and sometimes would fall asleep. And
He would actually pretend, 1, 2, 3, 4, that he was
and then
asleep.
There was another spot on the other side of the room that people could whisper and he could hear because of the acoustics of the.
Yeah, it was. It was actually because of the acoustics. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could actually hear the opposition on the other side as he faked sleeping. That's why they never heard him, because he was faking sleeping. So they would always be amazed when he woke up, and he could always know exactly what they were talking about because he heard it because of the acoustics. That's what the whispering, and it was not in the lobby, by the way, because even Damien made an awful face about that. But it was actually in the old House chamber in the current statuary hall. There's pictures on Twitter about this. Click the House. Nancy's group, y'all have a big lead. Pick me a category. Articles for 1. What was the #1 reason Eddie Murphy was elected to Congress? Go ahead.
Because we picked the name.
Click it.
Yes, his name.
Name recognition. Exactly. Can you give me any other reasons why incumbents are so frequently reelected to Congress?
Because most of the time.
The more you get reelected, the more people know your name. So
Okay, so name recognition.
Yeah, they trust you more and.
Maybe they don't trust you, but the longer that you keep getting elected, the new person always starts off without much name recognition, but yours just keeps growing. Give me something else.
And also you get money.
What about money?
You continue getting money, whereas the person who starts doesn't. They have to pay for their own staff.
So when you say they get money, where do they get this money from?
From the.
Donors are actually going to be more likely to donate to the incumbent. That means it's going to be harder for a challenger to raise money. There was something else about money too. 5, 4, 3. Who's next, Jennifer? 2, 1. Go. Mischief.
They get like an allowance of what they can run for their team. I can't remember.
Okay, so their staff is paid for. Okay, anything else paid?
They have a salary.
They do. Do you remember what that was?
Nope.
I want to say it was like 200,000.
It is. Actually, they're paid $200,000, and a challenger is not going to be paid anything. They're probably going to have to quit their job to run. The staff allowance is about $1 million. Who pays for the challenger staff?
He does.
The challenger is going to pay for the staff. So you've got a money issue with donors and salary and allowances. You've got name recognition. Anything else? 4.
When they they mail out their promotion to run.
Yeah.
It's paid for.
What's that called?
It's called franking.
Franking is the idea that you have free paper, free printing, and free postage, and you can send out things that tell you the good job that you're doing. However, they cannot say that you should vote for the person, but they can give reasons why you should vote for them. And who pays for the challenger's mailings? The challenger does, so there's nothing there. Anything else you can give me? 3, 2.
You mentioned that, the person.
Yeah, zoom in.
The person in office already cannot say vote for me, but the person that's new to the office could, right?
Adding on to that, they just can't pay for it. The person running for it, that's already in office. They can say vote for me. The government just can't pay for it.
Okay, that's a good save on this. I'll give you that one. Yeah, they can pay for their own mailings that say vote for me. And remember, if you repeat something that's already been said, it's minus unless somebody gracefully saves you, which is what just happened. The other thing is experience. The longer. What were you going to say?
I was raising my hand.
For what?
For to tell experience. As another
-1.
Okay, I'll give you one. Oh, you don't want the one. Okay, y'all heard that. I tried to give you points and you started to yell at me. Experience. The longer that you serve, the better committee, the more that you can do for your district. I think you gave me the last correct answer. Pick me a category and make it good. You're still distantly in last. This means either a 4 or 5.
Judiciary, 3.
Okay, judiciary. First hand I see. Order of discussion and order of vote. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is about hold on.
5,
The seniority.
4.
The seniority, they gonna vote at the end, and the newest people, they gonna vote first.
So the newest people in the Supreme Court are actually going to vote first. The people that are the lowest in terms of seniority. If it is a 4-4 vote, who casts the tie-breaking vote? 5, 4. Anybody in the group? The Chief Justice does. Aiden, don't be shy. The Chief Justice actually does this. And if they're discussing who speaks first, the Chief Justice does. And then what is the order?
And from seniority from the most senior down.
Down to the lowest. And the thought on this is that if the senior people speak first, then maybe they'll influence the lower people. And the thought is, remember we were talking about sports. You want to be on the field in the last 5 minutes versus the first 5 minutes, because that's usually when games are won. That's why the chief is actually going to be giving the final vote, because that's the most important vote. Go ahead, click it. Order of discussion from high to low, vote low to high, but the chief discusses first and the chief votes last. Pick me a category, go. You're making a move. You're catching up with the D's.
Article 5.
Articles, now she knows. List all you can, click it. Arizona. You'll have it second, but you've got it first. Arizona, 5. 4, you've got it third. 3. Arizona, anybody in the group?
So is that the idea of the carry legal papers to
What about these legal papers?
That Arizona was upset with the immigrants that were not giving taxes.
Yes.
So the government wanted to stop them and say, papers, please.
Papers, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arizona was very upset about undocumented immigrants in the state. Do you remember roughly how many it was? 5. Anybody in the group? 4. Don't be shy, Aiden. 3. What's that?
Is it 3 million?
-5.
Oh, way too much.
Yeah, way too much. Who's got it next? I did say y'all. Go ahead.
400,000.
Wait, you definitely said
I did actually say it was y'all. I did. You're right. How much is it?
4,600. 60. Wait.
-1.
-3. Yeah. -3. Go. No, actually, it's y'all, isn't it? You were the one that raised your hand. How much is it?
I think it was like 300, 400,000.
Yeah, -3. Yeah, -3. Go ahead.
I want to say it was around $500,000.
Yeah, it was a little bit less than $500,000. In fact, 1, 2, 3. Here's your chance to make a move. So tell me some more about this. Arizona passed a law dealing with undocumented immigrants because, in fact, they have